It is October, which means it is almost Halloween. Now, I cannot think of another holiday that divides the church as much as Halloween does. Now, we have Christmas and Easter sermons, which obviously they are Christian holidays. But we also have Thanksgiving. We have New Year's, 4th of July, Mother's Day, Father's Day. We have all these other holidays that have sermons and sermon series and church specials. But I cannot think of very many, if any, Halloween sermons that I have ever heard. I think it's time we change things up. What's up? I am the extreme one, Reverend Antony Bogdon, and this is the first of a two-part sermon special. This one is called Beyond the Walls. Now, I'm a huge fan of any horror movie, horror show, video game. I love the genre. Now, out of the entire genre, quite possibly the most popular is zombies. Now, I could do an entire sermon just on zombies. The Bible and the church refers to people who are not born again or saved or followers of Christ as dead, meaning that they are dead. They are not born again. They do not have eternal life. It's not where we're going with this sermon. Follow me, bear with me. I promise this will make sense. In any good zombie story, one thing that is vital for survival is a sanctuary, a safe haven. Whether it's a fortress or it's a house, some kind of fortification is needed to keep your people safe inside. Problem with that, no matter how well prepared you are, sooner or later your resources will run out. Same holds true in real life, not just in stories. History is chopped full of times where empires have conquered castles or fortifications simply by waiting outside the walls for resources to run out. And either people inside would come out and be conquered, they would surrender, or they would die off. The point is this: sooner or later, no matter how well prepared, like I said, you are, somebody has got to make the dangerous run. They have to leave the walls, they have to leave the safety, and they have to go out to get some kind of supply, whether it's first aid, whether it's food, whether it's medication, whether it's a search and rescue, trying to find other people, trying to save other people that are in danger. Somebody has to make that sacrifice, has to make that run. Are you following along so far? If not, let me elaborate. You see, especially in recent times, the church has done a very good job of making itself a self-sustaining fortress. Now, somewhere along the road, we have gone from being a hospital for the sick, a place for people to come in and feel safe, where outsiders can come in and receive what they need, to becoming a place that shuts the outside world out, keeps them at bay, keeps our members safe inside, away from the disease of sin and death outside our walls. And just like in any zombie story or in real life circumstances, nothing lasts forever. Sooner or later, resources start running dry. By resources, I'm not referring to as money in this circumstance. I'm not. You see, in a dying world, a world that needs Jesus, needs the truth that we hold more now than ever, we wonder why the church itself is dying. Our numbers are dwindling. Our outreach is not as effective. It's simple. We are killing ourselves, whether it's fear or it's arrogance. We have purposely done a phenomenal job at building our fortification up around us and keeping ourselves safe from the sickness of sin and death outside our walls. In Mark 16:15, it says, "And then he told them," meaning Jesus, "go into all the world and preach the good news to everyone." The Great Commission. You see, Jesus himself even made it clear that we are not to stay inside a wall. We are not to keep our message hidden. The Bible talks about hiding your lamp under a bushel, and the world cannot see it. Jesus makes all kinds of analogies, illustrating how important it is that we not only let our light shine, but we go into the world, into the sickness, into the disease, into the sin, and preach the good news, preach truth and salvation to the world that needs to hear it. And here's my problem with us being afraid and locking ourselves away from the world. If we are truly Christian, if we are truly followers of Christ, disciples of Christ, born again, that means we are bought, paid for by his blood. We are owned by God. We are his children. If that's the case, it means we are not of this world. We are under his protection. And while we will sin, we are safe from eternal death, eternal damnation. We are forgiven. And it is our job, it is our duty, it is our calling to share that with the rest of the world. It is our job. When we took on the life of a Christian Christ follower, we took on the assignment of leaving the walls behind. We were never called or designed to be locked into a room. That is why COVID has been so detrimental on so many people, causing depression and all kinds of problems. So we are not designed to be locked up as human beings. We are social creatures. We are designed to go into the world. And as Christians, it is our job. We are immune. We carry an immunity in our veins. Through the blood of Christ that flows through us, we have an immunity to the disease of death. We have the only cure for this world. And we are selfishly keeping it to ourselves behind our walls. It is time that somebody stands up and is willing to make that dangerous run, to leave the walls behind, to go into the world, not on a run trying to find supplies, but on a search and rescue, to take the cure that we have for this world, that this world so desperately needs. It is time we leave the walls behind and take this cure into the world and share it with the world. It's time we look past the sinfulness and we quit being afraid that we are going to fall victim or we're going to catch this disease of sin and death. Because us hiding in our walls is just as much of a sin as anything we are going to experience or fall prey to outside of our walls. The only thing we have to worry about and be afraid of is death. And to us as Christians, death is a gain. It means we go to home. We go to paradise. We get to be with our Father in heaven. We get to see Jesus face to face and be in his presence for eternity. How can we so arrogantly keep that to ourselves and hide inside of our fortresses? Our sanctuaries, our churches. History's chock full of people making the same arrogant and ignorant and stupid mistake that our churches are making. It's time we take our message, our cure, and we take it beyond the walls. Don't be afraid of what lies outside. Because yes, there is sickness and there's death and there's sin, but we are called to walk among them. We hold the cure. We hold the truth. We are the only hope that this dying world has. So are you going to be the one that hides arrogantly in the church? Because every horror movie's got that one or two people that like to hide and refuse to do anything. Everybody hates them. Everybody cheers when something happens to them. They are just as much of a villain as the bad guy of the movie or the show. And that is who we have become as the church. We become that coward that hides and refuses to help save anybody. No one likes that person. And that is why the world hates and despises the church, because we have become that cowardly character in the movies and the shows. Are we going to stay being those cowards, those selfish people that hide and keep that cure to ourselves? Are we going to be the brave one? Are we going to be the Daryls from The Walking Dead? The one that everybody loves and cheers for? Are we going to leave the walls? It's time we get our cure. It's time we get that hope, that salvation. It's time we grab Christ. It's time we decide to share it with the ones that need him the most. So my challenge to you is this. Be bold, be brave, and journey beyond the walls. Till next time, to part 2. This is the Extreme One, Reverend Antony Bogdon. God bless.